Hello everyone. The book that I'm sharing with you today is Sofia Valdez, Future Prez, written by Andrea Beatty and illustrated by David Roberts. This video will be a short analysis of the text and a few examples of how it can be used in the classroom. However, the full analysis can be found in a document that I will provide a link to. That way you can learn more about it at your leisure. Okay, let's begin. The summary. Sofia Valdez, future Prez, follows a second grader who becomes an unlikely community leader after her abuelo is hurt near a large trash pile called Mount Trashmore. Instead of waiting for adults to fix the problem, Sofia starts asking questions, listening to her neighbors, and gathering ideas about how to make her community safer. Her curiosity turns into action, and she eventually brings her plan to City Hall, learning how to speak up respectfully and work through challenges along the way. The story offers a clear, age-appropriate look at civic engagement, showing students that leadership can start with noticing a problem and caring enough to do something about it. It also highlights collaboration, persistence, and the idea that real change often happens when people work together. For teachers, the book opens the door to conversations about community roles, environmental responsibility, and how even young learners can use their voices to make a difference. The intended age grade range for this book is best suited for grades 1 through 3, but it can be used effectively with older elementary students when discussing community roles, environmental issues, or leadership. The themes and vocabulary are accessible for young readers, while the civic concepts offer depth for classroom discussion. For the analysis of the book, I cover several literary elements, such as setting, characterization, style and language, structure, theme, and narrative perspective. I also discuss cultural value that the book has, and I'm going to read this entire section for you. The story highlights how communities are shaped by the people who live in them and how public spaces reflect shared responsibility. Sofia's neighborhood includes a neglected trash heap that affects the safety and well-being of the people around it, which mirrors real issues many communities face. The book encourages students to notice the environments they move through and understand that these spaces have histories, challenges, and possibilities for change. The text also emphasizes the importance of intergenerational relationships. Sofia's bond with her abuelo is central to her motivation, showing how cultural values like family care, respect for elders, and community connection can inspire civic action. The diverse cast of neighbors reinforces the idea that communities are made up of many voices and perspectives, and that meaningful change can come from listening to one another. Next, I discuss the developmental value. This book supports several areas of student development in ways that are age-appropriate and easy to build into instruction. Some of those areas are cognitive development, social and emotional development, civic and ethical development, and language and literacy development. Together, these elements make the book a strong choice for lessons that blend literacy with social studies, SEL, and community awareness. You can read more about those in the full analysis and how those areas are supported. For classroom connections, social studies is the strongest curricular tie for this text because the story introduces civic concepts in a developmentally appropriate way. For example, regarding community roles, you can have your students explore who keeps a community running, such as sanitation workers, city planners, local leaders, and how everyday people contribute to shared spaces. Other concepts are local government, civic engagement, and public spaces. I also cover other subjects such as ELA connections, SEL connections, science and environmental connections, and arts and creative expression, pardon me. I also give you some cross-curricular links for math, writing, geography, and STEM. And lastly, I include a list of discussion prompts and a list of extension activities. Okay, so this concludes my book talk and analysis of the text. Thank you for taking the time to watch this book talk. If you'd like to explore the full analysis, including literary elements, instructional connections, and extension ideas, be sure to click the link in the description. I hope it supports your planning, and I look forward to sharing more with you soon. Until next time, have a great day. Bye-bye.